Good morning. It is definitely the weekend. My name's Adam Helfman. I hope everyone's having an awesome Saturday morning. It's still dark out, but hey, that's how it rolls here in Higher Ton. Early bird gets the worm. Money never sleeps. Right? Come on now. We all know that. Anyways, I should put my topics being discussed on my Saturday posts. So, we have a great show lined up for you today. And by the way, the lovely Sarah Sells is not going to be in this morning. She'll be returning next week. And we'll be missing her today. But I got so much to talk about, you won't even know she was gone. So let me give you a little rundown of the topics that I want to share with you today, because I think we got some serious good stuff going on here. We're going to talk some green home improvements, coolest things people accidentally find in their homes, which is kind of a neat one. Renovation mistakes that people make. I like that one a lot. Homeowner questions to ask contractors before you meet, after you meet, all kinds of myriad things like that. We've got how to hide keys around your house, concealment, like places to hide keys. I got locked out of my house the other day, so I'm like, you know what? That's a good topic. 2021 kitchen and bath remodeling trends. How to map out your kitchen's scope of work. You know, like putting the right scope there. You want to know what you're getting and what you're not getting. That's the big deal, right? A lot of people don't realize that it's equally important for you to tell your contractor to write down what you're not getting. That's important, believe it or not, as I spill everything on the floor. Oh, well. That was my Salt Sale Saturdays read. We'll have to get it at the break. I just dropped everything on the floor in the studio. It's all good, though. And by the way, also, it's always Shout Out Saturday, 248-539-9797. If you're a contractor, you're an essential worker, law enforcement, whatever it is, text us, let us know what you're doing, and we'll give you a shout out. And if you have a question Google can't answer, I'd love to help you with some home improvement. Or if you have something nice or bad to say, you know, if you're trying to get under my skin, you know how that goes. I like to fight. We also have things in your home that won't exist in 10 years. That's a good one. Or home maintenance tasks you'll regret if you forget. Yeah, that's some serious stuff, right? So, so thieves, if you're a thief like my loyal listener every week who loves to say nothing nice, I want you to listen up, because this guy absolutely uses all these secrets. So I want you all to know that that's what we're going to do. We're going to give you, and with that, let's talk about that right now, because I've got so much to talk about today. We'll just jump right to this topic. So, recently got locked out of my house. I have a really cool front door, and my front door is a right-hand swing door, but my the way it's positioned in my house, my screen door is a left-hand screen door. And if you know what I'm talking about, you'll figure it out. But when I go outside on my porch, the screen door shuts, and it's a solid glass door. When I open it, it creates a vacuum and sucks the door shut, the main door. So what happens is sometimes that door, automatically locks. So I get locked out. And at the end of the day, I have to hide a key. Now, I do have a code on another door, so I can just type it in to get in. But I'd love to get my key in a place where I know I can hide it. So how do you hide keys in a house? It's pretty simple. First, you got to find out some cool places. Now, if you're a thief, good luck. If someone sees you looking around the house in all these areas, well, then, there's something suspicious going on. So every thief knows that people often hide spare keys under a rock or a doormat, right? Well, here's a better idea. Why don't you file down the head of the key, make sure it still works easy in your lock, right? And then hide it inside the cap of a soaker hose. You know what a soaker hose is? Brass keys don't rust, my friends, and the thief isn't likely to unscrew the hose cap to search for your key. Not a bad one. Not a bad one. 248-539-9797. Hey, Adam, I'm using Segi Renovations to remodel my bathroom. It looks awesome, and they just installed my Moen bidet toilet. Yeah, boy! What a game changer. Craig from Novi. The Moen bidet toilet. Let me know how that cleans everything up. Loving that one. Good job. And, of course, Jim Segi. He's a rock star in the home improvement business, if anyone doesn't know that. Good venting is a key. What does that mean? Well, stick a magnet. So you can go to the hardware store, Ace Hardware, and you get a spare key, right? Using hot glue. So stick a magnet to a spare house key using hot glue and tuck the key up and out. Stick it up and out of sight inside the dryer vent hood. Ooh. Yeah, that's another good one. Oh, my God, I got a bunch more coming up. Keep it locked in here. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm a home improvement expert. I know you don't believe it, but hey, it's okay. Everyone can have donuts in the morning. I like to eat them too. And this is the Hire It Done Radio Network.
There's never a perfect time for a plumbing problem. So, how do you find an honest, affordable plumbing company you can count on? Log on to ShelbyMechanical.net and check out what makes us more than just a plumber. From our service app to our tech tracker, our innovative customer experience is second to none. Explore all the amazing services we offer. Look at all the outstanding ratings and read through our amazing reviews. Then like us on Facebook for the next time a plumbing problem pops up. Shelby Mechanical, we're more than just a plumber.
You know, it is the first week of summer, and that means air conditioning season,
Yes.
right?
But the last thing you want is for the cool air that the air conditioning creates inside to leak outside.
So we brought in the guy who's got all the solutions. How about proper insulation? It's not just for wintertime.
So our home improvement insider, Adam Helfman of HireItDone.com, shows why every home should have it.
Most people think about keeping your house warm in the wintertime by using insulation. Well, today we're going to talk about how to keep your house cool by using insulation. Here we have pink insulation. Most people think of this as the insulation that goes in your walls that keeps the heat from traveling outside. Well, guess what? When your air conditioning's on this time of year, this insulation also keeps the cool air in and the hot air out. Here's a 2x4 wall installation. Now, typically, if you don't have insulation in here, the cold air would run right out, even through the drywall. When you add insulation into a wall, you can stop the cold air from leaving, and you can save up to about a 20-degree difference by having insulation done in your walls properly. Many people don't even know if they have insulation in their walls or not. That's why you need to call a professional. Here's the new construction wall without the insulation. Now follow me over here. This wall has already had the insulation woven through the 2x4s, and this allows you to know that on the other side, if there's people talking, you're not going to hear them. You may have a house that is already finished. Well, guess what? There's plenty of places for you to add insulation to your existing home. First of all, basement remodeling. Many people are finishing their basements today, so you might want to put insulation in the walls or in the bond plate. That'll stop the heat loss in your basement, and it'll be for a more comfortable space. Another location is in your existing walls. Our professionals can drill a hole in the wall, pump the insulation all the way in the wall, and that'll stop the noise from coming through and save you energy. And the last thing and most popular thing for your house is blown-in insulation in your attic. That, done properly with proper ventilation, will save you a ton of money cooling your house as well as heating.
Really good advice as always. Adam Helfman is in the studio. How do you know if you're losing cool air out of your house?
So we typically think of insulation for the wintertime.
Right.
But, okay, in the wintertime, insulation's keeping the heat in the house.
Right.
So conversely, in the summertime, you want to keep the cool air in. So we have a little demonstration set up today where we have this looks like the sun.
Okay.
Two types of insulation. The pink stuff that everyone's familiar with, and cellulose, which is the most modern and way more efficient. As you can see, it's 70. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We're talking about places to hide your keys if you get locked out of your house. Is it smart? Do thieves know where everyone hides keys? If you see someone going around your house looking for stuff, what are you going to do? You better dial 911. Everyone's got a Ring camera anyways, right? Pretty soon you won't need keys. Like keys to a car. Cars today, you want to have the key fob. Does anyone know what FOB in the key fob stands for? Text me 248-539-9797 if you know what FOB stands for in the key fob acronym. But anyways, we're talking about places to hide your key. So in a hose bib, the end of the hose, I like that one. That's the whatchamacallit? Which the hose? The I forgot the name of the hose. Jeez, oh Pete, whatever. We'll get it down in a minute. It's one of those soaker hoses because the end has got a cap on it. That's what I meant. And then is dryer vent. That's a good one in the because that's full of a schmutz, bunch of stuff. How about a buried treasure? Right? Did you ever think about hiding keys and rolling up some cash, stick it in a medicine bottle or any other watertight container, and bury it in a potted plant? That's not a bad one. For quicker access, keep the dirt from getting under your fingernails. Place a stone or pine cone over it. Not many burglars are going to be excavating around your houseplants. Oh, that's not a bad one, actually. Good morning, Greg. Rock spare key holder. So, yeah, everyone's seen that. The spare key holder that looks like a rock. The problem with me is I had one of those, and then I put it in my rock garden, and I can't remember which one was the rock that had the spare keys. I know, a little crazy. How about hiding a key in plain sight? What does that mean? Like putting it on your driveway? Someone's going to pick it up or sweep it away or something. Well, how about, I don't even know. Yeah, I'm not even going to look at that one. There's a lot of them. In your yard, keypads. Where do you know? Does anyone have any suggestions on where to hide a spare key around your house? Maybe the neighbor? Of course, it's 3 a.m. You don't want to be knocking on their door. That's for sure. So, I don't know what to say, except it's time for Salt Sale Saturdays. Yep, that's right. I want to take a quick moment to talk about Salt Sale Saturdays at Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions in Brighton and now in Waterford. And coming up soon, more locations, Heartland. Every Saturday, you get DuraCube Regular at an unbelievably low $5.99 for a 40-pound bag, DuraCube Red Out for $6.99, and then potassium chloride for $19.99. You can always get 5 gallons of water that's pre-filtered by them, which is better than bottle quality, for $2.99 each. And, of course, anybody that wants like a filter on their house or better water quality, you got to call Beauchamp because literally the water's amazing. And, that's the future. Clean water, everyone's worried, we take it for granted, but literally you got to watch out. You have a question this morning, text me 248-539-9797. We have a lot going on in today's show. And, also with Beauchamp, guess what? They're hiring sales and a sales coordinator. If you know someone looking for a job, and listen, the theme of 2021 in home improvement is pretty simple, okay? Let me tell you the theme this year. The theme is labor and being smart and getting the job done early, okay? Does that make sense? When I say get the job done early, I mean call your contractor now. If you're thinking of like a pergola, last week we had Structure, Dave Adamczyk and his people. We had a huge response from that. People want that, but good luck getting it done this year if you don't act now. Like literally, if you want anything done home improvement wise, you better. I know I've warned people and I keep saying it, but you really need to get that done quickly. So, new administration, new people. What do? You be more green? You know, there's a lot of home improvements that are green. In fact, the whole home improvement business is a green business as far as I'm concerned. And what do I mean by that? Think about it. Green is being responsible. Green is being someone who uses less energy, less pollution, reusing things like that. So what is a green home improvement? What are some of the items in a house that are green? One of the most important things that you can do for the environment is to save energy, especially the energy derived from fossil fuels. With what product does that? How about a tankless water heater? Yep, cut your energy consumption almost by half if you use a tankless water heater. They heat water on demand, so you're not wasting energy by continually heating 40 to 50 gallons of water when you're not using it. So if you have a 40-gallon or 50-gallon water heater in your house, remember this. It's heating that 50 gallons of water hot to a certain temperature, 120, 130, 140, whatever you keep it at, all day long. Well, even when you're not using it. So why not not heat water? And then when you want hot water, you have an instant hot that's made for your house. It's called a tankless water heater. Not only that, they use less energy, they also use less space. One of our plumbers, Shelby Mechanical, which is Ron Alexander. He's the rock star for Hire It Done. He's really good at tankless water heaters. He's very knowledgeable, and they use only the best. The other people is, if you want to get one, go to Advanced Plumbing. The Moss Boys, I call them. Their new nickname is the Mask Police. And they can get you all kinds of plumbing stuff, including tankless water heaters. Literally. They have a really great showroom in Detroit. And you know what? They're Detroiters, okay? They're from Michigan. We always say we want to support Michigan. We always want to support local. So people like, the Advanced Plumbing, take care of business. They're good guys. And if you want plumbing for your house, if you're a professional plumber, or if you're a homeowner and you want to get, faucets, and they go from midline to mid-level to high-end. They cover it all. And if you saw their showroom in Detroit, they have one in Commerce or Walled Lake area. But they have one in Detroit, too. It's just a rock-solid place. Beautiful place. So, anyways, for plumbing, that's enough of that. But they're good guys. So if you want to check it out, you can check them out. What else? What other home improvements can you do that are green? How about flooring? Eco-friendly flooring. There's plenty of green materials in flooring, right? Everyone knows my buddy Catherine Buchanan from Independent Carpet. They're like one of the leaders in flooring, and there's dedicated flooring. There's a few other places too, but how about bamboo flooring? Has anyone heard of bamboo? Bamboo is actually a grass. It looks and feels like wood, but it's a grass, and it's sustainable. It proliferates within 3 to 5 years, so it's renewable. It's resilient, comes in a variety of colors and shades. It's self-generating. How about that? Bamboo is a gift from God. 248-539-9797. If you have a question, you can always text me. I'd love to talk to you. But hey, get a keypad lock for your door and forget the key. Exactly. That's the future. Of course, when the battery runs out, then you got a problem, Houston. But we'll talk about that later. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the coolest things people actually found around their house. Or should I say accidentally found. My name's Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network.
There's never a perfect time for a plumbing problem. So, how do you find an honest, affordable plumbing company you can count on? Log on to ShelbyMechanical.net and check out what makes us more than just a plumber. From our service app to our tech tracker, our innovative customer experience is second to none. Explore all the amazing services we offer. Look at all the outstanding ratings and read through our amazing reviews. Then like us on Facebook for the next time a plumbing problem pops up. Shelby Mechanical, we're more than just a plumber.
That's right. So is anyone out there still rocking one of those old circular dial thermostat things? Or perhaps some even an older
Or you have to
version?
kick the furnace to go. I don't know, yeah, but hey, listen, you just come on and you want to get everything going. You get your hand in front of the old wood burner to check the time of day. Maybe you're still on a sundial, can gauge temperatures.
That way, who knows? We're just kidding. But modern thermostats can make a huge difference in comfort and, my favorite thing, savings.
Yeah.
Our home improvement insider, Adam Helfman of Hire It Done, shows us which of these high-tech gadgets is right for your lifestyle.
A programmable thermostat can help you rake in the savings, but guess what? There's a hitch. You've got to actually pick one that you're going to use. According to a study, 90% of homeowners who have a programmable thermostat don't ever use it or even know how to use it. Let's find the right thermostat for your house. There are several types of programmable thermostats, each with its own distinctive scheduling style. The first one I recommend is a 7-day programmable thermostat. It's best for individuals or families with erratic schedules. Since this is the most flexible option, it lets you program a different heating and cooling schedule for each day of the week. Another thermostat you should consider is the 511 programmable thermostat. It has one heating and cooling schedule for the week, plus you can schedule a different heating and cooling plan for Saturday and Sunday. If budget is an issue and you still want to save money, I recommend the 1-week programmable thermostat. This allows you to set one heating and cooling plan that will be repeated daily for the entire week. If you're ready to supercharge your savings, I recommend you get a Wi-Fi thermostat. It connects to the internet in your house and allows you to control the temperature of your home wherever you're at around the world. The latest and greatest Wi-Fi thermostats have what they call a smart away mode. It uses the GPS locator in your phone to detect when you come and go, adjusting the temperature accordingly to save energy and maximize comfort. Another feature in your Wi-Fi thermostat is what we call the feels like temperature. Similar to the feels like temperature in a weather report, it takes into account temperature and humidity to make your home feel exactly like you want it. Another great feature of the Wi-Fi thermostat is the Allergen Defender. It monitors the air quality and the pollen levels of your local zip code and automatically turns the fan on to clean your home's air when the outdoor levels are high. Here's a tip. When setting your thermostat back, the Department of Energy says that you can save about 3% for every degree you set your thermostat back over an 8-hour time period.
This is cool stuff. Adam Helfman is here from HireItDone.com. It's good to have you back.
Always, yeah.
I didn't know my thermostat would know where I am before Susan does.
I know.
That's great.
They're smart.
Yeah.
They're called the Internet of Things today.
Right.
Today's thermostats are connected. So it's all Wi-Fi.
That's beautiful.
Part of your phone.
All right, so where do we start? Because there are a number of choices, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at this one right here. This is called the Nest Learning Thermostat. Okay, so it learns when you leave your house, when you come home, and learns your lifestyle.
Okay.
This is from Verizon Wireless. You can get it there. And it's about $250, but it saves you money. The key, though, the key to this is programming it. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Great Saturday morning. It really is. Why? Because I said so. Got a question this morning? Want a shout out? 248-539-9797. So what are some things that people found accidentally in their home? Renovating your home is always fun because sometimes you rip a wall out and you find things. You know? It might sound like a time-consuming, boring activity. However, when it's time to go for it and you really want to rip stuff out, I find this a lot when I renovate homes in Detroit a lot. You find a lot of things. Gold coins from the 1900s, secret messages, secret things from previous homeowners. But here's some interesting things, okay? We're going to give you a few. Pulled up the carpet at my house and found out my floor is a life-size Monopoly board. Think about that. Whoever made this Monopoly board floor was serious about their board games. That's right. In the basement of a house, I've seen that before, actually. They pulled up the carpet and there was a Monopoly board. Like you know how you do like shuffleboard in your basement? This guy had a Monopoly board. That was kind of cool. How about my wall broke and it revealed several years of layers of different paints. Painting walls is a great way of changing up a room without putting too much effort. So it makes sense that the previous tenants at this place have done it many times. You know, it's funny. When I renovate homes in Detroit, I always say to homeowners, your house in Detroit or anywhere, it tells a story. When we do the kitchens, we rip out all the kitchens always and we put new kitchens in. There's like 4 or 5 layers of flooring. And it's like each layer tells you a story. Because there's like the original floor, maybe it's a tile. And then there's linoleum or a vinyl tile. And then there's a tile on top of that. I mean, it's just like literally kind of cool. So it's something that you might want to take a look at and figure it out. Now, here's another one. I found a hornet's nest in the wall during a remodel. Yeah, that happens quite a bit, actually. We don't know about you, but if you find a big bee's nest or hornet's nest, you got to run, right? Or call Rose Pest Control. It's pretty easy. What else is there? Well, possibly we found the names of the builders in a 1969 house during a remodel. That was cool. The people who built a house in 1969 were probably so proud of their masterpiece they wanted to autograph it. And judging by where they did it, these builders must have never imagined that anyone would ever find their signatures. That's kind of cool. Which is fun, as you know. What else? Someone renovating, they found a key in the wall. Many people find random objects inside their walls while remodeling. It almost makes us wonder if people purposely hid objects while building a house. Yeah, when I built my house, I put 18 pennies in the foundation. 248-539-9797. Explain to me why I put 18 pennies in my foundation, if you know. I do estate cleanouts before I sell the home. I find some great stuff doing that. Most of the time, not too valuable, but try to get it back to the family. That's smart. Yeah, definitely. 248-539-9797. If you have a question, concern. Sarah's not in today. For this one's where Sarah is. She's got a previous commitment that she's on. She'll be back next Saturday. We were digging the foundation of a room addition, and I found a time capsule underneath the foundation in my backyard. Many kids have buried treasures in their backyard, sometimes time capsules. The plan is to dig up the boxes in a few years later to find nostalgic remembering pictures and stuff. But as time passes, people get busy and they forgot about it, which means there are probably numerous times capsules have been buried behind the yard waiting to find it. Yeah, I buried $100,000 in my backyard once. I forgot about it when I moved. Just kidding. I wish I did. I love finding treasures. There's nothing better than treasures, right? What are some of the other green home improvements we talked about earlier? Someone wants to ask about more green. Give me a green home improvement if you're listening. 248-539-9797, or if you have a question. How about solar roof panels? Everyone's heard of Power Home Solar. Jason Waller. Guy's a rock star, believe it or not. I really like him. Good guy. They're changing the way. And here's why solar's gotten better for everyone out there. The quick thing. But let me give you first why roof panels are green, and we'll talk about why solar got better. So solar power panels derive clean, pure radiant energy from the sun. Installing solar panels on your home reduces fossil fuel use. Yeah, it does. And greenhouse gas emissions. So the key here is on solar panels is you don't want to put it on an older roof, right? You want to do it on a new roof. So maybe you got to match it up with your new roof. Many utility companies now offer rebates for that. And the U.S. federal government offers incentives I don't know if you know that, but there's a lot there. But here's the thing. Solar panels got better over the years when they got more efficient. So think about this for a second. You put solar panels on your roof, and the solar panels, obviously we want them to get the most sunlight. And Michigan's not the greatest state for sunlight, but it's enough where you'll still save money on your energy. And there's still a return on investment. The key is you don't want to spend more money to not make the money. You want to spend the money to reduce your energy costs, and then over time it becomes free. Literally, that's the logic. And it makes sense, and it's common sense. So for me, if you're going to do solar, I would call Power Home Solar, because literally they have the formulas, and they can lay it out to you so easy. It makes no sense. It makes perfect sense, for you to do it. But here's how it essentially works. The solar panels take the sun and convert the sunlight into energy. And that energy goes into the solar panels, and then they charge a battery. That's the key here, my friends. They charge a battery, and all day long that battery's charging. Then when the sun goes down, you can program your battery in your house to turn off the grid, meaning the local power company, DTE or whoever. You cut off from DTE, and then your house, your clocks, your ovens, your refrigerator, things like that use energy, your TVs, those start drawing energy from the battery that was charging all day. So then your battery is charging your house, or fueling, or giving electricity for your house, right? Think about that. So for 8 hours, you have enough batteries to go 8 hours. So from 12 midnight to 8 a.m., or from 10 o'clock to 6 a.m., whatever you want, your house goes off the grid and uses the battery. Not a difficult formula, friends. And then you're using, that's all it. It's really simple. Okay? So you save energy. Now, the more solar panels, the more batteries, the more energy you save, and the longer you can go off grid. Over time, you're going to save a ton of money. I love that. 248-539-9797. You put 18 pennies because you're a devil worshiper. 1-8 equals 666. That's not a bad thing, but I'm not a devil worshiper, dummy. I am Jewish, and 18 is Chai, 1-8. Chai means life. Okay? So, Mr. 313, you got all your information wrong. I know exactly what you are. So here's the other thing. A programmable thermostat. Think about that. What does a programmable thermostat do for you? I'll tell you what it does. It allows you to cut back on your energy use. You can set it to turn on and use less air conditioning or less heat when you're away or sleeping. Here's the thing. You leave your house at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Do you really want your house to be heating and cooling? Or do you want it to do it less? You don't need your house at 68 degrees when you're not there. Your pets love it cooler. So go down to 64. Or if you like it cold when you're sleeping. So the point I'm making is a programmable thermostat is way green. It loves to save energy. Just a thought for my friends. Just a thought. Thinking's still free in America. I want you to know that. But hey, you know how we roll. We roll pretty good here at Hire It Done. So what else you have on your home improvement list? I got a lot to talk about. Let's talk about, here's a good one. Things in your home that won't exist in 10 years. Some people don't even know what these are that I'm going to be talking about. But I'm going to tell you anyways. Some items have vintage appeal. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I would have told you 3, 4, 5 years ago a record player in your house, you'd be like, yeah, those are throwing them out. But today, record players, vinyls are making a comeback. But here's some things that in the back of your TV that you might be able to get. And there's a bunch of items, actually. We have nine items. You know what? I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to give you 9 items that are in your home right now that probably, keyword, won't exist in 10 years. So keep it locked in right here. My name's Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network.
There's never a perfect time for a plumbing problem. So, how do you find an honest, affordable plumbing company you can count on? Log on to ShelbyMechanical.net and check out what makes us more than just a plumber. From our service app to our tech tracker, our innovative customer experience is second to none. Explore all the amazing services we offer. Look at all the outstanding ratings and read through our amazing reviews. Then like us on Facebook for the next time a plumbing problem pops up. Shelby Mechanical, we're more than just a plumber.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the deep freeze this week not only takes a toll on people, it can take a toll on your pipes.
Yeah,
Right?
broken water pipes are not only a hassle, it's the repair and then the expense and the cleanup. Home Improvement Insider Adam Helfman of Hire It Done has simple steps that you can take now to avoid a mess later on.
Plumbing problems happen at the most inconvenient times. Today, we're going to learn about how to avoid plumbing disasters inside and outside your home. Let's start with this outside hose spigot. What we have here is a leaking outside hose bib, and today we've got Big John's Plumbing. He's going to install a frost-free spigot. This spigot prevents it from freezing and prevents the pipes from bursting. Here's a tip. If you have a regular hose bib or even a frost-free hose bib, add one of these insulated faucet covers for added insulation. Now that we're inside the house, let's start in the basement and take a look at this water heater. Over time, corrosion and sediment builds up inside the water tank. What I recommend you do is have a professional drain it once a year. Here's a simple task. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, go out and buy some insulating pipe wrap. Install this around all the exposed water lines inside your home. We're on the main level right now in a bathroom. If you have a house that has bathroom plumbing on an exterior wall, what I recommend you do is open up your cabinet doors and allow the warm air from the house to migrate into the cabinet. What that will do is prevent the plumbing from freezing. If you're planning a vacation or maybe just a quick weekend getaway, I recommend that you take any faucet that's on an exterior wall of your house and turn it to a slow drip. That way the water will never freeze. About the width of a pencil is how much water should be coming out of the faucet.
Adam Helfman of Hire It Done is here. More valuable ways to protect our pipes this winter. Thanks for being here, Adam.
Yeah, good to see you as always.
Always
You've got a
learn
lot
something.
of interesting stuff. One of them kind of high-tech, and then like the pipe wrap stuff we can do.
Yeah, so let's start over here.
Yeah.
So this is a frost-free hose bib. As you can tell, it looks like, sits on the outside of your house. However, the valve is all the way over here. So when it's in your house, the shutoff is inside.
Gotcha.
Allows so the pipe won't freeze.
Right.
Interesting.
Very easy installation for a professional
Yeah.
Okay.
to do like that. So everybody wants to do pipe wrap, okay? So this is just this is easy, do it yourself. Get it at a local hardware store. You just slide it on the pipes. And I brought today. In the past, a lot of homeowners go and get a plumber to do work for them, and he uses this red and blue pipe, and everyone's used to copper.
Right.
Well, this is the replacement for that.
Okay.
It's
Why?
called PEX, P-E-X. Well, it's a lot less expensive, but it's more durable.
Okay.
This can expand 10 times its own size.
Really? What is this
Before
made
it
out of?
freezes. It's
PEX?
a carbonate. Well, PEX is the brand.
Okay.
However, it's a polycarbonate
Okay.
or a PVC, and so easily, you just put your pipes around it,
Right.
and it'll prevent it from freezing.
Okay, so here's the cool thing, because I don't have this at my house, but I think it's so cool.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done.
Picking up on this.
My name's Adam Helfman. Having a great Saturday as usual.
I mean,
We want everyone to enjoy today.
Figure
So we're talking about
It took until now to put
things in your home that won't last or won't exist in 10 years. It's kind of interesting what these are, but you know what? You probably will see some of these, maybe not. But by the way, if you have a question today, text me 248-539-9797. I'd love to hear from you this morning. So while some items maintain a vintage appeal, like I talk about record players, technological advances are phasing out some of the common household items. So what is it? How about cable jacks and ports? Do you still have a tangle of cable wires behind your TV? Turns out people aren't as interested in cable TV with all these streaming services. And that, the keyword wireless, right? Netflix, home technology is getting smarter and increasingly more and more items are wireless. So we'll talk about what makes a device smart coming up, but I will tell you, the world is changing. Who here still has an alarm clock? I'm not talking about from your phone or your watch, because that's what everyone uses. I'm talking about a real alarm clock on the side of your bed. Producer Paul says he's got one. James, do you have one? No. He's like with a smile and a grin. Nope. Do you think alarm clocks are out, or is everyone using their iPhone or their Android or their watch? Literally, I don't have an alarm clock anymore. I use my phone. It's charging while I'm sleeping, and I got like 9 alarms actually. Backup alarm, this alarm, that alarm. Here's one I love. Home phones. The home phones are for my parents. Who still has a home phone? Let me know if you have a home phone. 248-539-9797. Like, seriously, who's got a home phone? James, you still have a home phone? You have a home, like you live with your parents, or you? Oh, okay. So there you go. Parents have it. So here's why home phones ruin the home improvement business. This is my analogy. Current home phones. The reason why I say that is because Comcast, Xfinity, which I am a customer of, and I'm not against them. Don't take this the wrong way, but a lot of homeowners, to get a better deal on their internet and their cable, they got the home phone, the Comcast Triple Play they called it. So people have that Comcast phone number. Well, what I found out is when people used to go to HireItDone.com, they'd put in that phone number, and here's the problem. People who are listening right now will understand this. You're at home, you're watching TV, and the phone rings. And in the Comcast Triple Play, the phone number comes up on the screen, right? Caller, blah, 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 586, blah, 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 right? And what happens? You look at the number, you're like, I ain't answering that. Must be a solicitor. So my contractors are told to call you till you tell us to stop calling, because we've been accused in the past. No one called. We're like, yeah, we did. And they're like, oh, I didn't recognize the number. I didn't answer it. So that's why Hire It Done has the contractor page now, where you can just click to call the contractor right on our page, instead of you filling out a form, blah, 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 blah. So home phones, OUT. What else are not around houses? Does anyone still use a checkbook? I have a checkbook, but I look for Zelle, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, right? Isn't that the way to go? Cash App and all those ones? I think so. Anyways, more Americans are paying their bills online. More Americans are doing the auto pay. Set it up, kind of like Ron Popeil. He was so advanced, Ron Popeil. Because if you think about it, what is Ron Popeil good at? Set it and forget it. It's like the model of the whatchamacallit model. Fitness model. Put a low price in every month we bill you, and you forget about it and you never show up. I think they bank on that. So checkbooks are out. How about a stereo? Dedicated music players. They're becoming more of a rarity. You know, people use Sonos. That's the way to go in a house. I have Sonos. But literally, Apple Music, Pandora, Spotify, radio.com. That's what we use. I mean, really? Yeah, really. So, what else is there in the house that you don't use anymore? How about a DVD player? That's right. DVD players. What does DVD mean? Digital versatile disc, right? Even if you want to watch older movies, you can't get a new Mac computer with a DVD player anymore. Think about that. It's a lot to be said. So you got to stream those kind of movies. Blu-ray. Remember Blu-ray? Oh, man, Blu-ray. And then you've got streaming boxes. Roku, Fire Sticks. But now you buy TV from Walmart, Target, or Target. What do you get? You get, that's right, my friends, You get built-in smart TVs with streaming boxes built in. So I think that's pretty interesting. Here's one that homes are no longer having, which is interesting. Photo albums. The old photo album that your bubby and Zadie or your grandma and grandpa had, right? Now they're online. Now it's Facebook. It's like the digital photo album. Cell phones. People are taking more photos than ever with your cell phone. Who would have thought, if I would have told you like in 1995, like, oh, that iPhone's coming out, right? The iPhone's only been out, what, 2010? When did the iPhone come out? I think like 2007, 8, 9 or something like that. I don't even remember. Here's the thing. Would you have believed if I would have said to you when the iPhone came out that the iPhone is, and I say, okay, the smartphone, let's change it to the smartphone, is going to kill the camera business? Can you imagine if you were Kodak and everyone's like, oh, I have a 5 megapixel Kodak, camera, and everyone's taking photos at the bar, click, 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 then you download and you upload it, right? If I would have said to you then, hey, in a couple of years, cameras are gone, you'd be like, yeah, right. Man, oh man, thank God Kodak had all the patents on everything. I want to be the guy that invented the filter. You ever see the filter on your phone? Think about that for a minute. It's amazing. That guy's a billionaire, and it makes every girl look better. I wish I was the master of the filter. If you master the filter, it's unbelievable. You can make a kitchen look better, a crappy kitchen too. Has anyone heard of an MP3 player? Yep. Your iPod. Think about it. Think about it. So those are gone because your phone, your little handheld device does everything. It's amazing to me. Hey, Adam, my mother in Sault Ste. Marie still has a landline and the same phone number since I was about 8 years old. I'm 40 now. Thanks, Joe. Harbor Springs. Remember, okay, Joe from Harbor Springs. Joe, if you're still listening, let me just say this. I love Julerette's. Remember Julerette's? They used to have the best French toast. When we would drive up to Charlevoix, we'd go to Julerette's in Harbor Springs. Such a good little breakfast joint. Loved it. And I knew it. Yep. 18 pennies. He knows. We know. Anyways, that's what we're at. So what else do you have going on around your house today, folks? We have a lot. I have another hour coming up, and it's so important that you go over this one because we have maintenance tasks. A maintenance task that you'll regret if you forget them. And we're going to be doing that. Anyways, you need to know that. So if you're going to find a contractor, don't forget you got to ask them questions. Before, during, and after. And one of the best advice things I can give you when it comes time to hiring contractors is to get everything in writing. So you need to put down in writing what's included and what's not included. And when I say what's not included, you'd be surprised. I had a contractor do a bathroom, not a hired contractor, for a homeowner, and he put all the debris at the end of the driveway. And there was a misunderstanding. The homeowner was like, what do you mean you're putting it at the end? He goes, yeah, I cleaned up my part of the job. I put it at the end of the driveway. I didn't say haul away. So that's why it's important. Not included is hauling away the debris. So we're going to talk more about that later. Anyways, coming up next, top of the hour, 10 vital home maintenance tasks you'll regret if you forget. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in here, my friends. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. These new microphones in the studio here. I'm trying to adjust them. I don't want to yell into them. But hey, you know how that goes. So, you want to save energy. We just talked about how to save energy from our Going Green segment, but the way to do it right is to really, like I said, the best furnace, the best roof, the best waterproofing. It's all about the guy who's installing it. So in studio with me right now is a good friend of the Hard Done Radio Show and one of the most experienced insulation contractors in Metro Detroit, bar none, legit. His name, Tom Mackey. Dana Insulation is the company. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Adam. How are you today?
I'm kicking butt, brother. How
There
you doing?
you go. That's what we're supposed to do, aren't we, on Saturday morning?
Well, I think, this is how you start the weekend.
That's right.
Everyone's thinking about home improvement on the weekends.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend for me.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. So now that we're past Halloween, the weather's changed. It's cold every morning. Frost had a little bit of snow. People are now putting the heat on, and they're now starting to think, okay, I better figure out a way to save energy. Is this your busy season?
It generally starts the end of August. Yes, to answer your question. It starts the end of August, and it ramps up as the weather changes, as it's getting colder and colder. Our phones are ringing nonstop. We bring on extra staff to answer phones this time of year, and we're busy.
Well, that's, of course, the best way to do it. So let's just get right down to it. Homeowners always say to me, Adam, I got cold air around my windows. I should go buy the hair blower and that plastic wrap and, put it on, blah, 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 and it never looks the way the picture looks. How many people do you encounter call you and say, how do you do that?
Well, that's a year-round phone call that we get. They want to talk about the leaks and or drafts that they're feeling from their windows, door walls, doors.
Sure.
And it's a tough one because, unfortunately, when the windows or doors or door walls are installed, it's paramount that they use non-expanding foam as opposed to stuffing and randomly stuffing with fiberglass, and that's where all our leaks are coming from.
Exactly. So that's why we need to make sure that people understand how this happens. So if you're listening right now and you want some insulation tips, you have a question about insulation, what the best insulation is, different brands, different kinds, how much does it cost, text us, 97136, or go to Facebook Live. You can watch us in studio. Tom Mackey from Dana Insulation. The website's danafoaminsulation.com. And so my question is, Tom, you say expanding foam insulation. You see these red cans called, great, whatever it is, great skate, I don't know.
Great stuff.
Great stuff. Anyways, people say, I can go grab that and just spray the edges. And you see, I've been in the house where it's bubbling out. You see all that?
Yeah. Well, I kind of equate it to someone who paints for the first time. There's a number of things that they don't know if they paint for the first time. They don't know yield on product. They don't know how thick or how thin to put it on.
Right.
They're not getting the maximum usage out of the can, whether it's paint or whether it's expanding foam. We use, in our applications, a non-expanding foam when we do new construction. It's a little easier to deal with. It's a better product for the...
So if it doesn't expand, is it like soupier? I mean, I know there's low expanding and non-expanding, but the stuff you use is specifically made for that application. Am I right?
That is correct.
Okay. So when a homeowner, let's get down to 101 insulation, okay? Homeowner turns the heat on because they're cold. The heater, the furnace, blows hot air through the ductwork and heats the inside. Science says heat travels towards the cold.
100%.
So the cold is on the outside walls. The cold is outdoors, right? So heat's going to travel out that way. Now, when you have leaks around the windows, when you have a door, an exterior door, and you can look at the edge of the door and you can see light through it, that's where the heat is going to, right?
Oh, that's a real serious problem.
Okay, so when the heat goes out that way, the heat inside the house is traveling out that way, and that means the furnace has to keep working to maintain the temperature that you request. Is that smart?
Well, you can consider your furnace like a cash register. The more it turns on, the more cash is going out of the register.
Cha-ching.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
that's exactly.
So let's use common sense. If you stop the heat from leaving the house by sealing up some of the holes and sealing up around the windows and sealing up around doors, just that areas, if you stop the heat, then the heat stays in the house longer, right?
100%.
So now then the heat stays at the temperature longer because it's not going out. And that results in your furnace working less.
And your cost
Go down.
of gas are reduced.
Right, because you're not using as much gas.
That's correct.
Now take that and go from an 80% furnace to a 95% furnace, which means it uses 95% of the gas instead of 80% of the gas in the cycle, you've now increased your savings even more. Logic?
That's exactly the way it works.
Okay. So saving money is a responsibility, and it's also good for the environment, right?
Well, I mean, as you know, the utility companies in Michigan, throughout the country, to be honest with you, are tasked with the job to have their clients save energy as best they can.
They try to.
Yeah, and they
have
offer
credits.
incentives to, in fact, have their clients do that.
How are the incentives? Still good?
The incentives are marvelous. They really are. Depending upon where you live and who services your gas account, they're better in the consumer's power market than they are, unfortunately, in the DTE. However, in northern Macomb, Semco has a marvelous program as well.
So let's use Metro Detroit area. Let's use Southeast Michigan. Homeowner calls you up, and let's just say they're a DTE customer or a consumer, either one, and they say, I need to insulate my house. I need to reduce my energy costs. What is it going to take, and how much money can I save, or what kind of rebates can I get? So let's go break it down through data insulation.
Well, the unfortunate thing, or I think the challenging thing about being an insulation contractor in 2019 is that, even though the economy is outstanding and we're getting plenty of inquiry calls, people still, the number one thing, they think the world revolves around what the final cost is. And that isn't the way they should be looking at things. What they should be looking at is, A, is the problem, B is the solution, C is the result of the two. And if they would begin to do it in that order instead of reverse engineering it and work from the cost back, they'd be in better shape for themselves. Now, insulation, at the end of the day, has a return on investment or an ROI. I don't know that a kitchen does.
Okay, well, let me tell you.
But it does in the end. It doesn't ongoing.
Well, you're always saving money when you have insulation. That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to try and reduce your energy costs by adding insulation or making your house more energy efficient. Doesn't have to mean insulation. It could be just caulking. It could be
caulking's huge.
Right. So, okay. And that makes sense. So if anyone has an insulation question, text us 97136 or go to Facebook Live. You can put it in the comments. We're always available. We've got Tom Mackey from Dana Insulation. Tom, how long have you guys been around?
We're a 42-year. We're in our 43rd year. We started in 1977.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
A big mazel tov to you. So, okay. Homeowner says, yeah, I got to save. I feel the draft. I feel this. I feel that. They call you up today, and they say, I heard you on the radio. I need to save energy. What's the first thing you ask them? What are you looking to do, or what's the conversation sound like?
Well, I tried to acquaint myself with the caller as best I can and let them know that I do need an hour of their time. I do need to be thorough. I need to hear more about their home, their lifestyle, the way they live, and I need to hear what is concerning them in person.
Okay.
So once I can isolate what the problem is, then I can craft a solution that fits their home.
So we'll give an example. Give a typical bungalow.
Bungalows are the most challenging, Adam.
Right?
They are.
So it's all we moved upstairs in the bungalow. It's beautiful, but it's always cold in the winter, and it's always burning hot in the summer. We have insulation, but it doesn't right. We have foam. I have I have a floor heater. I've got all these Band-Aid fixes. But now I'm done. I've been saving money. I want to do it right. Is that a problem, or is that a solution you guys can come to the table with?
I'm very proud to share with you. It's my opinion, Dana Insulation and myself have come up with the answer for bungalows. I'm not going to give out the secret sauce on air, but I can tell you if you have that exact problem, I think we're the best in the business. We have a solution.
The knee wall and all that area, you know how to do it.
The knee wall, the slopes, the cap, the
whole thing.
flats. I know how to make your bungalow livable, and it will be much improved after we treat it.
Okay, so if someone calls you, you'll come out for free and investigate?
I do.
Okay, so it's a free.
There's
free
no
estimate.
charge.
I love that. 97136 is the phone number. Is the text. Go to Facebook Live if you want to watch us. We're going to take a break, Tom, but we just got a couple questions. It says, what do you think about spray foam following the bond of my house in the basement all the way around the house? We're going to talk about that because, yes, the bond plays where you have a huge heat loss amount. I need caulking done on all the windows inside and out, please. It's the weekend. Good morning, everyone. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. What a great day. Yeah, I'm excited. Detroit versus everybody, right? This is the home improvement show that teaches you, the homeowner, how to fix, repair, or remodel everything within the four corners of your lot. It's not a do-it-yourself show. Of course, I'm not anti-do-it-yourself. I'm just pro do-it-for-me. What's so tough to know about that, right? I just want you to know that it's time to get contractors out to your house. You better act early this year. Labor is the big problem. Trend. Labor. Material costs are through the roof. If it's not this, it's not that. But we'll all survive, right? 248-539-9797. If you're a homeowner and you have a question this morning, text me or go on Facebook Live. You can ask us in the thread there if you want. But again, 248-539-9797. If you have a question Google can't answer, we're here for you. If you're an essential worker, you want a shout out, you're a contractor and you want a shout out, love to give it. It's always shout out Saturdays for them. Someone says, I have a basement sill bond plate insulation around the rim. Cost effective and helpful. Okay, so that question regarding your basement. Your bond plate is at the top of the basement wall. And if it's block or poured wall, on the top of the wall is a sill plate. And then you rest the floor joist on top of the sill plate. And then the outer part of the sill plate is what they call bond plate. That little cavity every 16 inches, because usually your joists are 16 inches on center, floor joist. On the outer rim, if you insulate that and seal that up from the air escaping out of the house, even if you have brick on the outside or whatever, trust me, you will save, I want to say 20 to 25% on your energy costs, because that's how efficient that is. Please, absolutely, Mr. Robert Schaefer, get that done. We have great contractors who do that. Dana Insulation is one of them. It's part of air sealing your home. That's one of the insulation projects you can do that you could save a ton of money. A ton. It's not that hard to do. You can go buy that Dow blue board. It's like a 4x8 sheet of foam board that's blue, and they have R values. You get a 2-inch thick one. You cut that board into the size of the cavity of the bond plate. You stick it in there, and then you take some spray foam, low expanding foam insulation, and you spray it around the edge. And that spray will cover that seal, and then boom. All you have to do, and you're done. Now, a lot of houses just have fiberglass insulation in there, and that's not bad either. But if you do it right, man, oh man, are you good. So let's talk about some home maintenance tasks since we're in the basement of the house right now. You got to do these every couple years, every year, once a year, every couple months, whatever you decide, but you got to do this, okay? If you have, so here's the thing, you probably already have a home maintenance checklist. We do it on Hire It Done all the time. In fact, we're going to have our spring checklist coming up next week. I'm going to have my co-host Sarah work on that, the spring checklist. Oh my God, my coffee's way too hot. I went and microwaved it and I went way too long. Oy, almost burned my lips. So, maintenance tasks around your house. You got to do this, okay? Number one, your sump pump. If you have a sump pump, a lot of houses don't, but most do. You need to put water in it if it's dry. Fill it with water, and here's why. It's easy to forget about your sump pump, but it's important to make sure it's in good working order. If you don't, you could end up like the homeowner who returned from a weekend trip to discover his entire basement floor covered in a 1/2 inch of water. Oy. Then you got to call Dry Force. We have some great water extraction companies, by the way. After shutting down the power, he waited over the sump pump and noticed it wasn't working. You got to make sure your sump pump's working. Take a bucket of water, put it in there, make it so the float gets tripped, and then it sucks the water out. It's important that you do this. Okay. Now, what about water pressure? Check for high water pressure. If your water pressure is too high in some parts of your house, you could break your appliances and fixture. You could wreck them. So check the water pressure, okay? Now, you have windows in your house that have weep holes? Windows with weep holes. Do you know what that is? Windows with weep holes. It's easy. Many sliding windows and vinyl replacement windows have weep holes on the exterior bottom of the frame. They're on the outside of the house, by the way. These holes are designed to drain away rainwater that can collect in the frame's bottom channel. Remember, does everyone remember Glenn Hagee? Because if you do, water always wins. He said that, and that's why we have a Grand Canyon. But water will make it into the bottom of your windows. If you have a weep hole, the water will drain out. So what you need to do is you need to get the weep holes cleared out, because if there's water, if there's debris, cobwebs, dust, whatever, it'll be a problem. So blow it out. How about your refrigerator coils? That's right. Clean them. Refrigerator coils are located on the back of your refrigerator, obviously. You got to pull it out. Or at the top. Mine has it at the top. You need to clean those. So we're definitely going to figure that out. But we have a couple more. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to give you a couple more maintenance tasks that you better take care of, or you might cost yourself some headaches. My name's Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network.
There's never a perfect time for a plumbing problem. So, how do you find an honest, affordable plumbing company you can count on? Log on to ShelbyMechanical.net and check out what makes us more than just a plumber. From our service app to our tech tracker, our innovative customer experience is second to none. Explore all the amazing services we offer. Look at all the outstanding ratings and read through our amazing reviews. Then like us on Facebook for the next time a plumbing problem pops up. Shelby Mechanical, we're more than just a plumber.
So today's market makeover madness is going to a whole new level, as in the basement. So for many homeowners, the basement is a place that kind of gets neglected.
Yeah, you may just use it for storage or just go down there when you're doing laundry, but home improvement insider Adam Helfman of Hire It Done shows us the right way to make your basement a lot more than just a big storage closet.
Homeowners are addicted to home improvement. There's not a room in the house that they don't want to remodel. But today, we're going to focus on the basement. Let's go turn a basement into a lower level. Follow me. Most homeowners' basements are not used to their full potential. Let's take a look at a typical basement. Here's what we have. It's got storage areas, mechanical, but it's basically unfinished. And if you want to go from this to something more like this, you need to follow these steps. When planning your basement remodeling project, it's important to find the right contractor to check your current conditions of your basement so that you'll have a smooth project. A good contractor, like Finished Basements Plus, is going to come to your house and fill out a basement inspection report. And the first item they look for is the existing bond insulation. This area is where your first floor sits on the basement wall. It's usually around grade level. Second item on the checklist is inspecting the condition of all the windows in the basement. Here we have an egress window. It's code to put one of these in. Let's take a look at how this works. In case of an emergency, you can escape out the window to safety. As we go down the list, the next thing we do is check the walls. We're checking for any wall cracks, any rod hole leaks, or any signs of water. Now that your basement's been inspected, it's time to get to the fun stuff, the design. When designing your basement, you need to prioritize the use of space. Some of the most popular basement finishing projects are a new kids' play area, a bar for entertaining, and a home theater. Lastly, because your basement finishing project is below grade, it's susceptible to high moisture conditions. That's why it's very crucial to pick the right materials for your project. And after that, it comes down to your budget, your style, and your creativity.
If anybody can do it, it's our Adam Helfman of Hire It Done, and he is here like you are every Thursday. So you mentioned the importance of choosing the right materials because of how damp basements can be. So let's talk about that.
You know, and the home improvement business has evolved. Okay, so the basement's really the last frontier.
Yeah.
And so at Hire It Done, we're happy and lucky that we have really good contractors that use cutting-edge materials. And this is proprietary to one of our contractors.
Good stuff, right?
Yeah, it's Finished Basements Plus. And so, like, this product right here is a structural panel. Okay, it's waterproof, mold-proof, mildew, resistant to any kind of bacteria growth. It has the 2x4s built into it. It gives you structure. It gives you high insulating value, and there's little holes in it to put your electrical. Easy to go.
Got you.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done.
Really big concern.
My name's Adam Helfman.
It's going to be a problem.
Having a great Saturday morning, as you know. Aren't we all? So, what else do you want to maintain around your house that you should take a look at once in a while, right? How about keeping your window wells clean? Do you have a what I would call a egress window? How about a window well that has water built up in it? Well, you never may think to clean it out, but here's what happens to one homeowner who neglected his window wells. After an average rainfall, not even a heavy downpour, a clogged gutter dumped a lot of water next to his house and in the window well. The leaves in the well acted like a pool liner, preventing drainage. And then the water level rose higher and higher until the pressure broke the basement window and then all the water went into the basement. That's a problem. Don't you see that, friends, folks? Clean your window wells. There's actually a drain that goes to your sill plate, or I mean your silt fence or whatever. Anyways, the point I'm making is you need to make sure that you get that cleaned. Okay. Now, what about draining your water heater once a year? Do you really need to do that anymore? Or can you do it? Well, if your water heater's over 10, 15 years old, I would drain it once a year. Obviously, take a shower before you run out of hot water, then drain it. Now, how about garage door maintenance? The garage door springs on your house, right? Don't those always break when your car's in the garage? Never when you're out. Your car's out of the garage. Because God forbid if it breaks when you're out, then you wait for the guy to show up and your car's outside and you're okay. But when your car's in the garage, that's when the spring always breaks. You know that. And then you're screwed because the car's stuck in the garage. But lo and behold, we have great garage door companies that Hire It Done, literally. You all know that. So you need to lube them. And garage door lubricant's easy. You go there, Ace Hardware, buy yourself one, and boom. You got it. You don't have to worry. Now, what else do you need to do? Check for mice nests or risk damaged equipment. I had a homeowner the other day have a little bit of a leak, and my guy went over there to fix it in the roof and said to me, hey, Adam, there's all kinds of pests up in the attic eating away at stuff. So I have to tell the homeowner to watch out for pests. So that's another thing. Now, what about dryer vents, right? So the dryer vents get plugged. And that's a place you can hide a key, like we said, right? A plugged dryer vent will cause your dryer to run inefficiently, and that's bad. A plugged dryer vent can also cause a house fire. Yeah, that's right, folks. A big one. So let's get your dryer vent cleaned. I don't want anyone to get upset about it, but that's how it rolls. The other thing about your garage door, about the spring, is the balance. You got to make sure that it's tuned up. The rollers, a lot of them have steel rollers. I want you to say, like, you ever heard of rollerblades? You know, people like, roller skates, rollerblades. They make nylon rollers for your garage door. Not only do they last longer, but it also quiets down your garage. So when it opens and goes up and down, it's not so crazy. What do you think about prices of materials going up? Right? What are you going to do when the material prices go crazy? Anyways, it's important that you understand this. I'm working with a lot of contractors, and we're working through the material prices. In fact, one of the top contractors in Metro Detroit, maybe you heard of them, MCCS. they got a really, really sharp, what we call company manager. This girl named Shayna, she is part of the brain trust of the company. And she's running around taking care of business. And her and I had a conference call the other day, and we were talking about the price of job materials. And if you have all seen this, and by the way, text me 248-539-9797. If you're a contractor and you know job materials are going up, let me know what you're thinking. Like our boys from John's Lumber. Chime in here, guys. I want to hear this. Anyways, it says, we're sure that you have experience within the local markets. The price of lumber and almost all building materials have surged anywhere from 20 to 25%. Let me tell you something. Boom. More than that. It's more than that, friends. Aluminum prices are going up. So we have to understand there's a lot going on here. And I need everyone to know that it's big time. What are you experiencing as a contractor? MCCS is doing a good job. You know what they do? They tell the homeowner, say, listen, here's the deal. Prices have gone through the roof. So as we're pricing this job, we need you to know there's a couple reasons where the prices go up. And we want to share that information with you, homeowner. But at the same time, you got to be prepared for this. And it's the truth. You know, a job where you're doing a roof, plywood used to be $30, $40 a sheet. Now it's $80 to $100 a sheet. That's what it's costing us. Oy, such about a big deal. What about people that have heavy water on their... we had a lot of floods recently from this rain the other day, 2 days ago. If you have a problem, if you have a flooded basement, or you want waterproof, guess what? You can get it done. If your basement's flooded from the water, do you need a basement waterproofing company? We got the best. Literally, we got the best. So we want you all to know that that's the way it is. We're going to talk to a plumber in a little bit. Ron Alexander from Shelby Mechanical is going to be calling in soon. So we'll talk to him and ask him what's going on all that. So with that being said, we'll wait till he calls. But what else do you have going on in your house? Do you ever think about doing little wallpaper or paint? What about wall panels, wainscoting? Do you ever do that? Beadboard, batten boards, moldings. There's all kinds of new ways to spruce up a house. Accent pieces. Now there's materials. How about felt or walnut wood pieces? People are like dressing up walls with new materials that are kind of cool. I think it's fun. So, but hey, when water comes in your house and you got a problem, it becomes an issue. Yeah. So that's an issue that you have to have. But what do? Do you call a plumber? Do you call a waterproofing company or both? What if you're trying to finish your basement right now? I'll tell you right now, it's one of those crazy things you got to watch out for. But we have a lot to talk about. So we have plumber calling in, Ron Alexander from Shelby Mechanical after the break. And we also have renovation mistakes that people are making. So I want to make sure that you understand this information. So let's take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking with Ron Alexander from Shelby Mechanical. We're going to give you some plumbing tips. My name's Adam Helfman. This is the Hire It Done Radio Network.
There's never a perfect time for a plumbing problem. So, how do you find an honest, affordable plumbing company you can count on? Log on to ShelbyMechanical.net and check out what makes us more than just a plumber. From our service app to our tech tracker, our innovative customer experience is second to none. Explore all the amazing services we offer. Look at all the outstanding ratings and read through our amazing reviews. Then like us on Facebook for the next time a plumbing problem pops up. Shelby Mechanical, we're more than just a plumber.
That was a little snidely whiplashy there. That's for me, just for me. All right, so we're in the midst of the coldest weekend of the season. It's coming. Reinforcements are on the way, and that can put your furnace to the test.
So if your furnace runs into trouble, how do you know if it just needs a repair or it should be completely replaced?
Yeah, our home improvement insider Adam Helfman is back, and he's here with Hire It Done and has some great tips to help us all decide.
When winter rolls around, there's nothing more important than your heating system. If you're in the market for a new furnace, then it's important to explore all the options available to you. First things first, you got to ask yourself, repair or replace? Let me tell you what I think. Increased energy efficiency isn't always a good reason to replace a furnace that is still in good working order. I generally recommend replacing your old furnace if any of the following apply. It's more than 15 to 20 years old. It has a pilot light rather than an electronic or hot surface ignition. It does not have vent dampers or a draft fan, or it's an old coal-burning furnace that's been converted to gas or oil. If you're still not sure, take the age of your furnace and multiply it by the cost of the repair. If that total is more than a new furnace, then you should absolutely get a new furnace. This is a high-efficiency furnace. This furnace will heat a 3,500 square foot home. 10 years ago, the same furnace would be twice as big. Let's take a look at the technology inside so that we can see how things have improved. The better high-efficiency furnaces use sealed combustion. What that means is it takes fresh air for the combustion from the outside, not the inside of your home. Another component of a high-efficiency furnace is the variable capacity gas valve. It adjusts the capacity output in as small as 1% increments for the ultimate in precision comfort. Another component of a high-efficiency furnace is a variable speed blower. They vary the speed of your blower as it distributes air through your home. This means the air being distributed through your home can be a more consistent temperature and the unit will operate quietly. Now that you've got all this information about picking a new furnace, the number one most important aspect that you need to know as a homeowner is who's going to install it. Because the best furnace, if it's not installed properly, is worthless. So that's why it's so important to find the right contractor to install your furnace.
All right, and Adam Helfman of Hire It Done is here to help you find the right contractor today.
Yeah,
You
good to
always
see
have
you.
such good information. Jeez.
You know, I try.
You try.
No, you
You're
do a
doing
good
it.
job.
You're doing it.
So what did you bring with you today? Because this stuff looks familiar in some ways.
Of course. Well, okay, so you know it's really cold. We're going to have the coldest weekend. So
Right.
Yeah.
obviously we bought a brand new air conditioner. We're not going to be needing that this weekend.
Yeah, okay.
But we have a brand new furnace and a damper system
Okay.
for a furnace. But let's talk about the furnace really quick. This is a 98% efficient furnace.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So, yeah, so if you have every dollar of gas you're going to be putting into your house for heating it, 98 cents goes to heat.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Having a great Saturday morning. I always do. Anyways, prices aren't going through the roof. 248-539-9797. If you have, if you're in the business of home improvement, supplier, contractor, trade, whatever, text me. I want to know what's going up on your end. Plumbing, materials. My friend Adam Shayett, he says prices are up across the board. My cost to build a new construction 2,700 square foot house has gone up over $35,000. Now that is a big oy vey. Hey Adam, framing package on our Bavarian plan is 3,200 square foot home is up $56,000 from a year ago. It's another IV. Boy, friends, you better get the contractor out now because it's all about distribution. It's all about getting everyone done here. Joining me on the line right now is Ron Alexander. He's the great magician / plumber from Shelby Mechanical. Are you there, Ron?
Yes. Good morning, Adam. Magician, that's a good one.
Can you pull some good prices out of your hat, please?
I wish I could. Hell, PVC's up 70 to 90% since the end of the year.
Okay, so years ago we used to be all crazy. Oh my God, copper's going out of control, and then PEX came on the market, and we kind of like said, "Oh, maybe we can work through this." But now, the prices are incredible. Tell me what you got, Ron.
It's bad. I mean, water heaters. We had to go. I mean, I ordered a pile of water heaters just to stock. We couldn't get one the other day. We couldn't find a water heater. We're at bigger supply houses too, not just a mom and pop place. It's getting bad.
So,
really
what causes a water heater to not be in stock? Is it because just in time inventory? What is going on here?
I don't know what's causing everything right now. I mean, production, shipping, people aren't working. I'm hearing all kinds of different reasons why they're just not being made. They can't get all the parts for them.
So really, it's the domino effect.
Yeah,
the pandemic stopped everyone. So the guys building the water heaters in the factory couldn't build them because they weren't showing up to work because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Then they get back to work, but then the truckers can't truck it to the distribution centers because the truckers are out of work because they're in COVID. Then
everyone just starts piling on and charging more.
And then the next thing you know, we're out of water heaters.
Yeah. We're busier than we've ever been, and we're going to end up sitting at home because we can't get material to job sites.
So what's the solution, Ron?
I don't know.
I
don't want to start that discussion, but I don't want to open up that can of worms. I've got ideas. But
Let's get it all granular. Let's talk about Level, Michigan, plumbing.
Yeah.
Right now, we had rain a couple days ago, right?
Yeah.
And homeowners are like, what do I do? So what kind of plumbing calls are you getting because of the rain?
Well, what I wanted to talk about a little bit is these poor people who, like St. Clair Shores, Huntington Woods, you see these houses flood, year after year it seems like sometimes they're hauling all their furniture out. That doesn't have to happen. That can be stopped. I mean, we just put a backwater valve on the entire house, so when the sewers, if you don't have a sump pump, in most cases, your sanitary and rainwater mix together in one pipe. I'm going to try to make this very elementary. So when it rains heavy, things tend to back up into your house when the street gets overwhelmed. But we can put a backwater valve was just like a check valve. It allow water to rush out, but won't come back in when the streets flood. But you got to remember, you still got rainwater coming in through your storm system, as it comes down your walls outside. Well, then we'll install a sump basket for that part of it. So, I mean, there's no reason you have to go through this year after year. It's not ever, but when we get those real heavy rains, there's just absolutely no reason. I was on the Glenn Hagee show, probably, 7-8 years after that big heavy rain we had, and mentioned it. And I think we probably put like 25, 30 of these little systems in immediately. And I've checked with some of the people we did it. Zero. They've had no problems with their basements flooding again.
So that's a great solution. So let me ask you a question, Ron. Mm-hmm. You put that in there. What if the house has a sump pump?
If it has a sump pump, they really shouldn't have that problem. Then they got more of a, if they're getting it to back up, either their sanitary's plugged, but if they have a sump pump, they really shouldn't get a flooded basement.
Okay.
Under those conditions, under heavy rain conditions.
I agree.
Be something else.
I agree completely. So the people without a sump pump, they can put the backflow preventer?
Backwater valve.
Backwater valve. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you
this. A little
this.
flapper, so when they flush their toilet, it opens up and allows it to go out to the street. Now, when we get a heavy rain and all the rain and sewage mix, and it starts to back up, that little flapper shuts. It closes up. But they can't use their facilities in their house, obviously, because the street pressure overwhelms the house. But at least they're not cleaning up a mess.
Well, no, that's the insurance policy. Now, let me ask you this. This is the golden question. Let's say I went and did that, okay? And the water tries to back up and the valve closes and stops the water from coming in my basement, right?
Yes.
My neighbor to the right and my neighbor to the left don't have these.
They get it all.
So they're going to get it, right?
They're going to get it. Yep, they're going to get it.
So can we give like a street discount, maybe?
Yeah, I guess.
And
it's
this
a
is
little bit of
code.
work.
This is
It's
code,
not,
right?
It's not
like
easy.
it's
Sometimes
legal.
We've had to dig outside because where the two lines connect is, so far under the footing we can't get to it. So, I mean, it's not a cheap thing. It'll vary from between, if we have to dig outside, I mean, it could vary between $6,000 to, $8,000 to $10,000. It's not cheap, but I mean, I'm sure some of the people we did it for got a break on their insurance because, they've had to make claims of it, with it flooding. So this stops that from happening. So they do get some savings on it too.
I got you. Okay, well, what's it cost to put it in a house on an average, or does it depend on the house?
Well, it depends. Like you said, it's about $6,000 to $10,000. I mean, it depends if we have to dig out, if we have to excavate outside. But most of the time, we can work from inside, and that's including everything: breaking the cement, putting in a sump basket, and the backwater valve.
Okay, and again, one loss, and if you lived in Huntington Woods when they had that, it pays for itself. So that's a little bit steep. Hey, we were talking about tankless water heaters earlier, Ron. How's that business for you guys? Is it still growing?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I mean, service on a whole this time of year is usually a little slow. It's picking up again, but this is the time of year it's a little slow. But we probably put in a couple a week. It's not insane. I mean, it's still a high ticket item.
Sure.
Some people don't want to pull the trigger on it, and some do. I mean, if you have a general need for it, I say go for it. But if it's more of a luxury item, I mean, it'll save on your bills, and if you like taking long hot showers, it can't be beat.
Right, and if you have a family that uses a lot of hot water,
yes,
then it becomes a good investment.
Yes, me and a buddy put one in for a friend of ours that was a dentist that had 4 girls, and it's the best thing he ever did.
Yeah, so they can all take long showers and be happy with each other.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Listen, I'll take that any day of the week.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're out of water heaters, can you give someone an alternative and say, hey, listen, we can, you can upgrade to this. It's a little more money.
Yeah, we'll find some. I bought a supply. I've got a supply in the shop now. I had them delivered, and we'll use a different manufacturer. I like to use Bradford Whites, but there are other manufacturers out there that if we have to use those, we'll use those. I mean,
okay.
So we'll find a way.
Even better.
Yeah.
Is there any new for 2021? Any new technologies in plumbing that you're seeing that maybe?
I don't know if it's new, but we're getting involved in leak detection and a little more into these safety devices that you can. What we do is we put this automatic valve on your water main, and they have these pods that you set around your house. So if they sense water, it shuts this valve off. I mean, it's just in a kind of a brief description, but so you could set one behind a toilet on the second floor. Maybe set one in the basement somewhere, in the laundry room, and if something's flooding, a water line bursts, or you're out of town, if it senses water, it shuts your water main off before your house gets filled with water.
Oh, that's those little hockey pucks. Yeah, and by the way, I know about those. You also get a discount on your insurance if you let them know ahead of time that you're putting it in.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then you should change because there are insurance companies that give discounts for sure.
And we're getting a little more involved in leak detection now because a lot of these houses built in the 60s and that are on slabs, the water lines are letting loose.
We're talking with Ron Alexander from Shelby Mechanical. Ron, you want to give the phone number for everyone out there if they need to get a plumber today?
586-726-9444.
And by the way, for anyone watching us on Facebook Live, at the break, we always play Ron's commercial. He's got a really cool plumbing commercial. Ron, I don't know if have you seen it in our Facebook Live?
I have. I'm a viewer. I watch.
Thank you. You're a voyeur. We have a good time. Listen, we're having fun here. Listen, home improvement. We want to make it fun, as you know.
Yeah.
So, are you looking for? Are you hiring, Ron?
We are right now. We're the problem is we've got a bunch of hotels lined up, but they can't get their lumber packages delivered. So we're waiting on that too. We've been doing a lot of bigger hotels. So but I could really use some licensed guys. Is what we're looking for. Guys that can run projects.
Oh, well, there you have it. So, Ron, if anyone out there, by the way, there's a contractor page on hireitdone.com where they're hiring and everything. And you can always go there, or you can just go to Ron Alexander's page Shelby Mechanical. What's the website again?
ShelbyMechanical.net.
ShelbyMechanical.net. My favorite plumber. Well, Ron, thanks for calling in. We're going to take a quick break. We'll talk to you, I'm sure, a million more times in the future.
Yep. Have a great weekend. Bud.
Take care, buddy. Thank you.
Okay. Yep, bye.
We're going to take a quick break, folks. When we come back, renovation mistakes that you might be making. My name's Adam Helfman. We'll be right back.
There's never a perfect time for a plumbing problem. So, how do you find an honest, affordable plumbing company you can count on? Log on to ShelbyMechanical.net and check out what makes us more than just a plumber. From our service app to our tech tracker, our innovative customer experience is second to none. Explore all the amazing services we offer. Look at all the outstanding ratings and read through our amazing reviews. Then like us on Facebook for the next time a plumbing problem pops up. Shelby Mechanical, we're more than just a plumber.
Few things are guaranteed in home improvement, but clogged drains might be one of them. Nowadays, you can go online and you can find a million different tricks and hacks on how to fix a clogged drain. I asked Ron Alexander of Shelby Mechanical what he thinks about the do-it-yourself drain declogging methods. He said to me he would recommend staying away from any of those gimmicks. Vinegar, baking soda, or whatever else people talk about pouring down the drain. You're more than likely to just end up with a mess in the drain that's still clogged. I also don't recommend out-of-the-box chemical drain openers either. While those can be effective on some clogs, they can also damage your pipes and end up costing a lot of money in repairs down the road. But there are a handful of things you can try that are safe and do work before going through the trouble of having a plumber come out. The first method that Ron recommended was the good old-fashioned plunger and using hot water. Hot water can help break down the common clogging agents like grease and soap, and the plunger can sometimes push the clog through. According to Ron, it will depend on the type of clog and where the clog is and the shape of your drain as to whether or not plunging can effectively solve your problems. For a clogged shower, Ron says the simplest answer might be the best. A lot of times with a shower, the problem is hair, and people don't realize that they could see the clog and maybe even just reach down and pull it out if they take off the drain cover. In the case of a clog that you can't quite reach, a coat hanger or a similar hook might help you remove the clog. If you're handy and you feel up to the task, you could always rent a plumber's snake at a big box store to deal with a particularly stubborn clog. Ron even has people call him on the phone for tips in the middle of working on their drain. People call me all the time and ask. I don't mind. If it's something simple I can recommend, I'll tell you. And if it's something I think we can come out and take a look at, I'll tell you that too. I always say there's nothing wrong with doing your due diligence and seeing if you can fix a problem yourself. But if you're getting nowhere, fighting a clogged drain all afternoon because you want to save a few dollars, ask yourself this: how much is your time worth? Because most homeowners, there's a point where the time is more valuable to them than what they would end up paying someone to fix it, and that's when it's time to make the call. For more plumbing tips, or if you're looking for a great plumber like Ron Alexander and his team at Shelby Mechanical, just head over to hireitdone.com. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Having a great Saturday morning, as usual. So, text me 248-539-9797 if you are in the trades and the prices have gone up. right? Sam from Big George's is in Ann Arbor. He wanted to tell me about appliances and what the problem is getting those things. Some products are taking up to a year to get, so people are putting off buying for their project. Not going to be happy. Yeah, that's a tough one. There's a lot going on, friends. Bussin's Appliance, Jared from Rockwood. What up, Jared? So, listen, things are going crazy with pricing, folks. I'm telling you, move. It's first mover advantage. First in wins. Make the call. Get the contractor scheduled. You think you're going to get a deck this year? You think you're going to get the graduation party ready? Oh boy, cabinets. They're not coming as quick as you think. There's a freighter truck in the Suez Canal blocking the whole dang thing. That's going to cause a little bit of a log jam. We got problems, Houston. So what are some of the renovation mistakes people make? Well, I'm going to give you some right now. And these are mistakes I want to share with you, so hopefully you won't have a problem, right? How about measuring cabinets? It's the number one thing. Measure twice, cut once. Have you ever heard of that? This is the costliest mistake people have. People buy kitchen cabinets, have them installed, and realize the fridge doesn't fit. Oy. We always say measure 10 times and cut once, right? That's to somebody. I say measure twice, cut once. That's it. Now, here's a renovation mistake that we all as contractors love to hear, right? Choosing the cheapest contractor. The lowest bid never equals the best job, right? So when they came up with getting 3 contractors to bid your project, it was really there so that you could figure out the range of what pricing is. But the problem is, if you don't get 3 experienced contractors or contractors that know what they're doing, you're not going to get 3 good bids. Maybe one of them is. Maybe one won't. Who knows? It's never, ever a problem. So, you've got contractors that you work. One of my top contractors, Dave Adamchuk from DA Home Improvement, he's the guy who puts in that structure, the pergolas I was talking about last week. Like, legit great. You got to call them now. But even he was telling me, OSB pricing. For a 7/16 board, it's $32. It's crazy. It's like triple the price. I'm working, I consult a little bit, and I'm working on this place in Birmingham called the Birmingham Beauty Bar. In fact, I'm going to get Botox from them. I like Botox. And were you just about to dump this? Oh, I saw your hand go on the thing. My board op is trigger happy, but he saves my butt a lot. He's the dump police, we call him. There's a dump key that cancels what I say sometimes. Anyways, I'm working on this place called the Birmingham Beauty Bar, and there happened to be a fire in the building, and the owner of the building was smart. He called the company called Belfour. And of course, if anyone is in the home improvement business or the renovation / emergency business knows Belfour. And I'm working with them because I'm overseeing a project in the building. And let me just tell you something, what a pleasure it is to work with them. Brian Husband from Belfour is a good guy. He's got a whole team of guys out there. And literally, when they swarm on a project, it's over. It's like, step back, move aside. But what's good is the communication. Because I'm putting this together for this young entrepreneur. She wants to, she has this place called the Birmingham Beauty Bar, and we're renovating it and updating it, and we had to stop everything because there was a flood in the building, or a fire, excuse me. But this company comes in, it's Belfour, and they literally take care of business. So instead of fighting and working against me, they're working with me. And they're like, yeah, we'll help you. Let's work together. Here's what we're going to coordinate. I can't begin to tell you how pleasurable it is when you have a contractor that uses common sense, that's accommodating. So for all the people out there with the egos and they're like, oh, contractors on the job and everyone wants to show everyone how great they are, guess what? Sometimes it makes better to be more with honey than vinegar. And I got to give a high five, virtual high five to the guys at Belfour for rocking it out here in Birmingham. They do a good job. So if your 100-story building burns down, or your country's in trouble and has a big hurricane and it ruins your country, just call Belfour. They can show up to any job in the world. That's how good they are. So anyways, I want to give them a shout out, 5 stars to them. But literally, folks, don't make these mistakes renovating. Mismeasuring cabinets, choosing the cheapest contractor, lowballing your budget. When a contractor says how much you're planning on spending, don't lie to them. Be honest. But say to them, look, if you don't want to give them the number, and I understand it's strategy, just say to the contractor, listen, I'm not the expert. I called you in, Mr. Contractor, because you're the guy who is the expert. So tell me how much it's going to cost. Ooh, okay. Mr. Homeowner, I understand you certainly don't even have a number in the back of your head. Well, I do, but if let's say the job's $5,000 and my number's 10, are you really going to tell me it's too much and you're going to charge me 5? I'm not going to take a risk, Mr. Contractor. So, Mr. Contractor, give me the answer. Here's how you give the answer. Simple. You ready? Hi, and by the way, Adam Helfman, I'm playing contractor now, and you, the listener, is the homeowner. So, Mr. Homeowner, have you put a budget together for your project? No, you're the expert, Mr. Contractor. I don't have a budget. I need you to tell me. Okay, here's what we're doing. Boom. Mr. Homeowner, as an expert in this industry, based on the information you just given me, and here I'm at your house, and measuring up and looking at everything, I think your kitchen is going to be between $20,000 and $30,000. Now, that's a strategic answer because you, the homeowner, don't want to give the number. So my strategic answer is $20,000 to $30,000, and my answer is based on the information you gave me, which I said, but I know as a homeowner, you're only going to remember the 20, not the 30. So when I give you the $20,000 number, the $30,000 number, I already know that that I should be able to conclude everything in the 20. That way, as a homeowner, you know, okay. And then I have to ask you a question, Mr. Homeowner. Mr. Homeowner, based on what we just talked about and the budget I gave you, how does that sound to you? That's where the homeowner needs to be honest and not lie. Okay? That's my point. So, we all want to know that. Okay? You got to be honest. Now, what about a renovation mistake? Insisting on granite tops. It's very popular granite, but a lot of times you can choose material that saves money, like remnants, butcher block. There's a lot of other things you can use. Remember Corian? That's another one you need to take a look at. By the way, if you're a good granite company, I'm looking for a good granite company. Hire It Done needs a couple more smaller companies that give better customer service, respond quicker, aren't so worried about other things. So if you do, have them contact me, adam@hireitdone.com. It's pretty easy. Now, what about making your kitchen too trendy? I was talking to a real estate agent the other day, and he was like, yeah, I'm sick and tired of seeing white and gray, white and gray, white and gray. I'm like, yeah, shaker cabinets? He's like, yeah. It's kind of funny. But I wanted everyone to know that too trendy is not the way to go unless you're like a house flipper. What I would say is put in something you like. That's more important. How about skimping on the things you can't see? That's a huge renovation mistake. Right? What does that mean? How about better insulation? A more efficient furnace? Those are the things that we all need to know. Here's one that I tell people to do. If you're going to do a laundry room, whether it's first floor, second floor, or anywhere, put a floor drain in, please. That's the way to go. So I want to let everyone know one thing. Thank you for tuning in today. I love giving you information, and I'm glad and thankful that you listen to my show. Hire It Done is a local home improvement show for you. And I'm your host, Adam Helfman. I'll see you all next week. Thanks for tuning in.